A lot of people talk to me and they tell me that they're lost and confused when it comes to the gym or nutrition. They don't know where to start. They know they need to make a change, but they don't know how to make a change. In this video, I'll be detailing exactly how that change is made. If you're overweight, if you're skinny fat, if you hate how you feel physically, you don't like how you look, it's affecting your mental health, I will help you transform your body into one that you're proud of without sacrificing your life in the gym. Because a lot of people think that you have to spend hours in the gym every single day to get in shape. And I'll tell you how to do it without getting rid of all the foods that you love to eat. I'll be talking and going through my own story, how I used the melt method to lose 20% body fat in just 180 days. And I can guarantee in that same time frame, you can lose 10% body fat while also gaining muscle. Not only that, but I can guarantee that you can maintain these results if you take to heart what you learn in this video. So let me introduce myself. A lot of you don't know who I am. My name is Josiah Melton. I am the one who's coined the MELT method. I'm a natural bodybuilder, as you can see from these photos, and I'm an online fitness coach. I've worked with several people, helping them to achieve their dream bodies. And today, I'm going to be detailing exactly how this MELT method took me from the guy that you saw in those photos before to the guy who stepped on stage. So who is this method for? It's not for everybody. It's for people looking to melt fat off their body and put on lean muscle, because we're not just after weight loss, we're after fat loss. It's for people who are tired and clueless about how to get the results that they've been striving for a long time. A lot of people just don't know what they're doing. I've been going to the gym for a while now, and I remember I would see the same people month after month lifting the same weight and looking the exact same. They just didn't know what they were doing. This program isn't just a copy and paste like Excel spreadsheet or anything like that. It's built specifically for you. You've tried everything possible and still can't get the body that you've always wanted. People try keto, they try carnivore, they try all these things, they try these different workouts from celebrities, and it just doesn't end up working. This is for people who have always wanted to make this change and feel like you're important. If you're living ashamed of how you look, you hate how you feel, and you want direction and purpose, this method is for you. Now, who is this method not for? Some people will not understand, they won't be able to follow it. Let's detail who those people are. People who this method is not for. It's people who are looking for a quick fix, something that works in a month. Boom. Those don't exist. There's no such thing that will get you the desired body and keep you there in just a month. Anybody who is looking for a fad diet to get the results. Keto, carnivore, these juice cleanses, Mediterranean, all these different diets that think that they're going to get you to where you want to go. This isn't for you, because it's not about a diet, and we'll talk about that later. If you are listening to a specific expert that you've heard on social media or someone you know, this isn't for you. And not to say that they don't know what they're talking about, but they could be misleading you. People who are not prepared to spend at least 4 hours a week, not a day, but a week in the gym. You don't have to spend all day, every day in the gym, but time in the gym is important to build the lean tissue that we're looking for. You're not willing to practice restraint. I know restraint is a very hard thing. People see something shiny and they're like, oh, I need this. And it's day after day after day, and they can't practice restraint and stop eating junk food. This is not for you. If you're not committed to becoming the best version of yourself, this is a huge one. We'll get into a little bit of mentality later in this video, but mentality is a make or break for this method, for really anything in life. If you're not mentally able to be there, you're not gonna accomplish what you want to accomplish. You're not gonna see the results that you want to see. If I want your goal more than you want your goal, if I'm the one who is constantly, and I am your coach, But if I'm the one who's constantly pushing you to move forward and to do this and that, and it's like I'm hitting my head against a brick wall because you don't want your own goal and I want it for you more, this isn't for you. So let's talk about the truth about losing fat and making gains that no one really talks about. You can lose body fat and gain muscle and get stronger without the fad diets and without cutting the food that you love. Most people can't do this because they lack knowledge. Knowledge is huge in really any space. The more you know, the more you can apply to yourself. People don't know how to track macros, they don't know how to track calories, and their workouts, to be frank, kind of suck. I can help create systems that fit their lifestyle, are not overly stressful, and set up for a clear linear progress towards your goal. So things that just make sense and will get you to the finish line if followed correctly. Systems will help you stay accountable and make the progress that you're looking for in the time frame that you're looking for. If you want to be the person that burns body fat, not just loses weight and builds muscle, I'm going to give you the sauce. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that. I can help you navigate through all the issues that so many people get caught up on and halt their progress. Like I talked about, the people you see in the gym that look the same and lift the same for years on end, I can help you navigate through the issues that they are dealing with. I can guide you on how exactly to lose fat effectively because there is an effective and ineffective way to do it and to keep that fat off without giving up the foods that you love. I will show you how to put on lean muscle without giving your entire life to the gym. In case you don't know me, here's a brief backstory. So we already went over that I was a bodybuilder, but here's the journey that I took to get there. When I was younger, I was super skinny. I was noodle arms, but I had a bit of a belly, which kind of seems like an oxymoron, right? I was skinny fat. I had no concept of fitness or nutrition. I would literally eat a pizza, frozen pizza, every day for lunch. Whatever my mom cooked for dinner, and then I would say I have a fast metabolism and I can't gain weight. I didn't know what I was talking about. I learned a little bit through school and online sources, but I thought I knew everything. I gained so much weight, going from 150 to 215 pounds in a very short time span. I was extremely overweight. Going from 150 pounds to 250 pounds in that time frame that I did it, I was really fat. You can see by the picture on the right side, I was a big guy. I was really unhappy with how I felt and how I looked. I would look in the mirror and I would see this gut and I didn't like it. And I had breathing problems. Because I got so large, it was hard for me to take deep breaths. I was really unsatisfied with the way that I felt. In order to lose my huge gut, because that thing was hanging out, I spent 8 hours a week on the bike and another 8 hours on top of that in the gym lifting weights. I did achieve my goal. I lost all the fat that I had gained. I did replace it, some of it with muscle, but it kind of ping ponged back and forth, and I didn't really build much muscle in that time frame where I was losing weight. So exactly the way that I did it is not sustainable. It's not the best way. I realized that there was a better way to go about losing fat and building muscles than killing yourself in the gym with cardio. Getting to the body I truly wanted required the best way to resistance train, the best way to eat, and the best way to incorporate these habits into daily life. These systems that are being put in place that I can put in place for you. I spent the last 2 years dedicated to nutrition, training, and like I said earlier, mentality, my lifestyle in pursuit of the body that I truly want. Proper nutrition and optimal training has been the gateway to my success. And now, since I've done it for myself, it's my desire to help others achieve the same level of success without wasting so much time and so much effort and killing yourself in the gym and 8 hours of cardio and all these terrible things that nobody wants to do. And I'm here to tell you, you don't have to do all that like I did. The melt method is what I have learned through much and I mean much trial and error, I believe will bring about the best results, not just temporary, but results that last a lifetime. In order for these results to happen, I believe there needs to be a mentality shift. I talked about this earlier, and I've been bringing it up this whole time. That mentality is a huge part. Losing weight and getting into the best shape of your life. You have not been in the best shape of your life until now. It's a life-changing goal. It needs to be treated as such. That means that excuses won't work. This shouldn't be something you don't have time for. I've heard almost every excuse in the book, whether it's from people I work with or whether it's from people I've known over time, like, oh, I'm too fat to do cardio. I don't really want to do this. You're telling me to eat this. A lot of it is just from lack of knowledge. And so, because they don't know and they are refusing to learn, well, then they just give up. And that is not a good excuse. This should be priority level one, getting to a healthy state of being to where you can eliminate most health complications. It shouldn't be a secondary focus. If you can eliminate going to the doctor for most everything, why isn't that priority number one? So let's go through what exactly the MELT method contains. How do we get from step 1 to step 4? So first step is the recomp phase. This is a 1 to 4 week phase before the fat loss phase. It's extremely needed, so don't discount this phase. We need to have a solid foundation of the fundamentals first. So we'll work in the minimum effective weight and volume range if you're untrained. If you're trained and you kind of know, you kind of have an idea of what you're doing, we're not going to do minimum effective, but we will work to see what is best and what you really can do, what you really do know in the gym. In this phase, we are focusing on getting stronger, getting a feeling for hypertrophy, which means muscle building, and getting used to tracking calories and macros. It's a little bit of a lifestyle shift, but it's a very needed one. And I don't want you to believe the lies online where people say, "Oh, tracking calories and macros, that's an eating disorder." It's not an eating disorder. I don't understand why people say this. Acknowledging your health and understanding how to use food to be healthy, that's not an eating disorder. It's really, it's a ridiculous mindset, and I don't want you to fall into that trap. So during this phase, we will find your caloric maintenance and we will remain there in this time while building that solid foundation in this 1 to 4 week phase. During this phase, though, you should gain muscle, possibly burn fat, and most importantly, establish proper training form and intensity. Form and intensity are huge when it comes to the gym. Because if you just go in there and you're lifting the weight, but you're doing it the wrong way, you will not see the effective gains that you want to see. And if you don't know how to push yourself in the gym, you won't build the muscle that you want to build, because pushing yourself to your limit is the best way to build muscle. Step 2 is the fat loss phase. This is the quintessential phase of the MELT method. This is the one that we'll really focus on the most. This phase is dedicated to melting the fat off your body until the desired aesthetic and health is reached. Our focus will shift from the minimum effectiveness to the maximal effectiveness of training volume while focusing on progressive overload. That's just a fancier way for lifting heavier weight with the same good form. We will be lowering our food and calorie intake until the desired body fat percentage has been reached. Now, we're not going to starve ourselves. We're not going to drop our calories so low that you're miserable all the time. We're going to adequately fuel our bodies with fewer calories so we will actually lose weight. If excess diet fatigue accumulates, because trust me, sometimes you get bored of eating the same foods or the lack of food, we can have a little diet break to help you stop the urge to binge. Because if you've been dieting for a while, 3 to 4 months, whatever it may be, there is a desire that can pop up to just binge eat in a day. And so these diet breaks will help prevent that binging to occur because binging can just throw you wildly off track. Nutrition will be tracked closely and potential refeeds can be used if needed. This will help kind of refuel the body and get it ready to burn more fat, essentially. Kind of just dumbing it down all the way. Refeeds will help you get a little bit of a boost to how you feel. Step 3 is the reverse diet phase. Like I said, all of these are important. Pay attention to this one. This phase is dedicated to recovering from the excess stress placed upon the body during the caloric deficit. Because there is stress that is put on the body, you are actively expending more energy than you are taking in. So the body does technically take a toll. And the reverse dieting phase is there to recover from that toll taken. So calories will slowly increase with an emphasis on whole foods in order to bring the body back to full healthy functioning. Whole foods being the macronutrient dense foods that we love to eat, love to see. We're trying to avoid processed foods in this phase because those can be calorically dense and we are trying to stay consistent with slowly increasing our calories. This phase should last roughly 2 to 4 weeks. It depends on the severity of the deficit. In some cases, it can last up to 6 weeks, but we probably won't see anything like that. With me as a bodybuilder, my deficit was ginormous and my reverse dieting phase was longer than 2 to 4 weeks. I needed something more like a 6 week phase just because I put a lot of stress on my body because I had a time limit that I needed to lose all the weight and look the way I did. Nutrition will be tracked, but refeeds won't, with a heavy emphasis on healthy eating habits, even when not tracking. So essentially, we've been working together for a while at this point. You kind of understand what nutrition feels like, what foods you should be looking for, what foods you shouldn't be looking for. You will have the knowledge to apply it to yourself without needing to track all the time. Where I'm at in my fitness journey, my health journey, I can maintain the same weight while lifting, while feeling great, while gaining muscle. I can maintain the same weight without tracking every single thing I eat because I've been doing this for a really long time. I understand the mechanisms. I understand what foods to look for, what foods not to be eating, the rough calorie estimates of these foods. And then step 4 is going to be the lean bulking phase. Now, don't hear bulking and freak out on me. We're not going to gain a ton of weight, okay? Goal of lean bulking is to set up a path for continued growth because you hit your goal weight, you've lost all this weight. Now what? There's a huge question. In fact, one of my clients just called me today, asked me, okay, so once I hit my goal weight, what's next? And so I outlined this for him. It's continued growth without falling back into the bad habits that you were in before. Nutrition is largely based on intuitive eating, like I was talking about with myself, just understanding the nutrition without having to track all the time, maintaining a small emphasis on small caloric surplus. We do not need a large caloric surplus to feel amazing and to see massive gain. Growth is set at a very consistent rate to avoid putting on too much excess body fat because we got down to this body fat percentage, we got down to this look. We don't want to just throw it away, right? We want to stay there. We want to stay looking good. We want to stay feeling good and all this stuff. We don't want to get back to where we were, like these bad habits. So growth is set to where we will avoid that body fat as much as we can. The goal is to maintain a good condition looks wise while maintaining good health because it's not all about looks. This is mainly is about getting to a healthy standpoint. Your body's not breaking itself down. Mini cuts may be implemented if excess body fat seems to be accumulating. Sometimes, your tracking is off, your intuitive eating is off, and you're gaining a little bit too much body fat. In these instances, we will do a little bit of a mini cut, 1 to 3 weeks, just to drop some of that body fat, get back to the look and feel that we want. Now that you understand how this whole process works, I just detailed the entirety of how to lose fat and gain muscle at the same time and change your lifestyle to one that can fit you forever and make you feel healthy forever. I have an offer for you. I can coach you through losing 10% body fat and gaining lean muscle with the melt method. This process is not only effective, but like I said, it's sustainable. So if you're skinny fat, if you're overweight, if you're dissatisfied with how you feel, how you look, your past results, if you're ready to make a change, ready to feel confident in your own skin, ready to feel good with your shirtless physique, click the link in the description to book a call personally with me and sign up for my one-on-one coaching. Or you can visit my website at the link right there and you can apply. You will see results with this method. So go ahead, book a call with me, click on my website, check it out. Here's my website. Once again, you can go from the guy on the left to the guy on the right. It's all about consistency. So don't put it off any longer. Stop saying, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it the next day. I don't really want to commit. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what to do. Go ahead, click the link in the description. Go to my website. Let's get started. I want to work with you.